Hello everyone, welcome to Vicar David's 60-second slot. Do you know what the definition of a synonym is? A synonym is a word that means exactly the same or very, very similar to another word. So for example, big, synonyms might be massive, huge, gigantic, enormous, or cold, it might be freezing, icy, chilly. So a word that enlarges our picture of another word and by adding different cadences help us to see it in a richer, deeper way. So a dictionary of synonyms is called a thesaurus, and it operates in exactly the same way as any other dictionary, listing words alphabetically, but then having a list of synonyms underneath it. So if I just take one at random, so if I say launch, for example, fire, discharge, propel, project, send forth, throw, cast, hurl, embark, commence, inaugurate, set up, and so on it goes. But each word enriches our picture, enriches our understanding of another word. So our relationship with God, I think, can be approached in ways of understanding the language we use about God as being really synonyms. So, for example, if I were to be asked, as I sometimes am, to describe God, what does he look like? How big is he? How old is he? Where exactly is he to be found? I think rather in terms of Moses wanting to meet God, but God appearing in the form of a burning bush and saying, do you remember, no one can see the face of God and live. Rather, in the same way that you can't look with the naked eye at the sun or through a telescope, you never do that because the power would just it would damage us and it would be so massive. I once remember witnessing Concorde go into land at Heathrow Airport, and the quality of noise before you even saw the plane was so different to any other aircraft, and it just got bigger and massive, louder and louder. So it was, by the time it landed, it was just overwhelming, and any other communication was impossible. So if we're to understand and to approach God, I think using descriptions, using similes, using synonyms is a way to engage imaginatively in relationship with God. So that's, I think, why God is described as Trinity, Father, Son and Holy Spirit, understanding God in terms of relationship. And those synonyms work in our own individual circumstances, our lives, and as in any other part of our walking humbly with God. It's to be found, it starts off where we are, starts off where you are, God always says, and certainly that's what happens in the New Testament. So just as an example, when after Jesus appears to his disciples after the resurrection, they'd gone back to fishing, they'd gone back to what they knew. They thought everything had been lost, so they went back to what they knew. And Jesus comes to meet them as they are, but he doesn't leave them there by telling them to put the net out the other side of the boat. The haul, the fish they catch is just qualitatively different from what they would normally experience. So big they could hardly haul it to shore. So God meets us where we are, but through the synonyms of our engagement, our relationship with him, that massive trove of fish, for example, is a synonym of God's superabundance, God's generosity, God's just overwhelming gift of grace and love to us that is beyond our capacity to ever imagine, let alone deserve, and certainly not to understand. Thank you, or describe for that matter. Thank you for watching, and God bless you.